Your mind is the most powerful tool you have. Every thought you think sends a signal not just to your brain, but to every cell in your body. Your thoughts create electrical signals in the brain, and your emotions generate a chemical response in your body. This cycle becomes a loop. Think the same thoughts, feel the same emotions, repeat the same actions, and your life remains the same. If you want to start a new life, the first step is to break this cycle and reprogram your mind. Most people wake up every morning and immediately recall their past. They think about yesterday's problems, last week's failures, or memories from years ago. The moment they do this, their brain fires the same neural circuits and their body releases the same chemicals. This makes them feel the same emotions, stress, doubt, fear, or frustration. Without even realizing it, they're reliving the past before their day has even begun. If your brain is a record of your past and you keep thinking in the same way, then you are wiring your future to look just like your past. Science tells us that neurons that fire together wire together. This means that every time you have a thought, you strengthen the neural connections associated with it. If you keep thinking negative thoughts, if you keep telling yourself that you're not good enough, that nothing ever changes, that life is hard, you are literally reinforcing those pathways in your brain. Your thoughts become your beliefs. Your beliefs become your identity, and your identity shapes your life. But here's the truth. You are not your past, you are not your old thoughts, you are not your old programming. The brain is neuroplastic, meaning it can be rewired. No matter how long you've thought in a certain way, you have the power to change it. The first step is awareness. Pay attention to your thoughts. Are they serving you or are they limiting you? The moment you catch yourself thinking in the same predictable way, pause. Don't react. Just observe. In that moment of awareness, you have the power to choose differently. To reprogram your mind, you must feed it new information, new thoughts, and new possibilities. If you wake up every morning and immediately focus on a vision of the future instead of memories of the past, you activate a different set of neural circuits. If you start telling yourself a different story, of one of growth, success, and potential, you begin to fire and wire new pathways in your brain. At first it might feel unfamiliar. That's because your old self is used to running on autopilot. Your brain has spent years reinforcing the same patterns. But with practice, as you intentionally think greater thoughts, your brain starts adapting. It starts letting go of old connections and building new ones. The old self begins to fade, and the new self begins to emerge. The key is consistency. The brain doesn't change overnight, but it does change with repetition. The more you practice observing and shifting your thoughts, the easier it becomes. The more you visualize your future instead of replaying your past, the stronger the new neural pathways become, and eventually, what once felt difficult or unnatural becomes second nature. Your emotions are not just reactions to the world around you. They are signals, instructions that tell your body how to function and what reality to prepare for. Most people wait for something external to happen before they allow themselves to feel a certain way. They wait for success before they feel confident, wait for love before they feel worthy, wait for healing before they feel whole. But what if the opposite were true? What if you had to feel the emotion of your future before it actually arrived? Science tells us that your body does not know the difference between what is real and what is imagined. If you close your eyes and truly immerse yourself in a memory, if you relive it in detail, recalling the sights, the sounds, the emotions, your brain and body react as if you are experiencing that moment all over again. The same circuits fire, the same chemicals are released, and your body enters the same state. This is how people become trapped in the past. They keep replaying the same painful memories, reliving the same emotions of regret, anger, or fear. And in doing so, they condition their body to stay stuck in an old version of themselves. But just as you can emotionally relive the past, you can also emotionally experience the future. You can train your body to feel abundance before it arrives, to feel love before you meet the person, to feel gratitude before you receive the blessing. When you do this, you are no longer waiting for your environment to change in order to feel different. You are generating the feeling first. This is the secret to transformation. Every emotion you experience creates a biochemical response in your body. When you feel stress, your body goes into survival mode. Your heart beats faster, your breath becomes shallow, and your brain narrows its focus. In this state, your body is primed for fight or flight, not creation. You cannot build a new future while living in the emotions of the past. But when you elevate your emotions, when you choose to feel joy, love, gratitude, and inspiration, you create a different response. Your heart beats in harmony, your body releases chemicals that promote healing, and your brain shifts into a state of openness and creativity. In this state, you are no longer fighting to survive, you are designing your future. To start a new life, you must begin by generating the emotions of that new life now. Close your eyes and see yourself as the person you want to be. Feel what it's like to already have the life you desire. Experience the emotions of success, love, confidence, and joy as if they are happening in this moment. At first, your mind may resist. It may tell you that this isn't real, that nothing has changed. But if you persist, if you consistently return to these elevated emotions, your body will begin to believe. As you do this, your brain starts rewiring itself. New neural pathways form, strengthening the identity of the person you are becoming. Your body starts producing the chemicals of your future, aligning your internal state with your external vision. The more you practice, the more natural it becomes. Eventually, you are no longer pretending to be someone new. You are that person. Everything in your life is a reflection of who you believe yourself to be. Your thoughts, emotions, and behaviors create a feedback loop that reinforces your identity. If you want to start a new life, you cannot simply think about change. You must become change. You must align with the new version of yourself before you see any evidence of it in your external world. Most people live in reaction to their environment. They define themselves based on their past experiences, their circumstances, and the way others see them. They say, once I have more money, I'll feel secure. Once I meet the right person, I'll feel loved. Once I'm successful, I'll feel confident. But this way of thinking keeps them trapped in the same cycle, because they are waiting for the outside world to change before they allow themselves to change internally. The truth is, if you wait for proof before you believe, you will always be a prisoner of your past. If you want to create a new life, you must first align your thoughts, emotions, and actions with the person you wish to become. Your brain does not distinguish between what is real and what is imagined. When you visualize a future experience with enough clarity and emotion, your brain begins to fire new neural pathways as if that experience is already happening. The body follows the mind. If you act in the same way every day, making the same choices and feeling the same emotions, your body will continue to produce the same biochemical responses that keep you stuck in the old version of yourself. But if you start acting like the future version of yourself now, thinking as they would think, feeling as they would feel, making decisions as they would make them, you are no longer repeating the past. You are creating the future. This is how transformation happens. The moment you begin to think and behave as your new self, your brain starts to reshape itself to match your new identity. Your body starts producing the hormones and chemicals that correspond to this new state of being. Your energy shifts, your perception changes, and suddenly life starts responding to you in a different way. The key is consistency. At first, it may feel unnatural to behave differently, to step outside of your conditioned patterns. Your mind may resist, pulling you back into familiar emotions and habits. But every time you make the conscious decision to think greater than your past, to feel greater than your circumstances, and to act as the new version of yourself, you are reinforcing that new identity. With time, what was once unfamiliar becomes second nature. Most people think change happens from the outside in. They believe that once their circumstances improve, they will feel different. But real change happens from the inside out. The world will not shift to match your desires until you shift internally to match them first. You must wake up every day and live as if your new life has already begun. Walk with the confidence of the person you are becoming. Speak with the certainty of someone who already has what they desire. Carry yourself with the energy of the future version of you, and the world will reflect that back to you.